Don't be afraid to initiate discussion with someone who seems open and genuine. So someone seems approachable, that's the perfect person to initiate discussion with. If another person uses personal attacks, if they're aggressive or they think they know it all, just walk away. Just walk away. It's not worth to argue with somebody. And someone said, I don't know who said this, but be careful with arguing with someone who's ignorant, because from a distance, people can't tell who's who. When a civil discussion is not possible, it's best to accept that fact and just move on. Agree that you both want to gain more perspective from the conversation. Find a point of agreement to start a conversation. Most of us are Arizonans. Something I like to say, we both can agree that we both want to see Arizona succeed, or we both care about Arizona as a community or as a state. Make sure you listen without interrupting. So that's very important, to make sure you're listening to the person that you're speaking with and you're not trying to overtalk them. You can also ask genuine, open-ended questions without, being snarky or facetious. Just, what makes you believe that? What evidence do you have that makes you say that? And it's just so it's not to argue with them, but you just want more insight on why they're saying what they're saying. Another thing is you can take a moment before responding. This is a courtesy, and it lets the other person know that you're actually considering what they're said. You're not just shooting off right after they say something. Another thing you could do is ask for equal time. So if you're not able to get a word in, you could politely ask, may I finish my point? And you can interject. More civil discourse tips. So you can be mindful of your facial expression and tone. I'm not sure the number, but I think it's over 80% of communication comes from body language. So be conscious of your facial expressions and your tone of voice. Control your emotional response. It's going to take practice, but you're going to have to control your emotional response. Sometimes you're going to have to think about stuff before you can craft an intelligent response. So that's important. You want to acknowledge valid points. When you're talking to someone and you're both making valid points, you should both say, I agree with that. I do agree with that. Just to let them know that, you're having a reciprocative conversation. When people criticize or they disagree with your ideas, they're not attacking you personally. So don't take it personally. It's just the idea that they disagree with or they don't understand. Bottom line, be polite and respectful of others. There's two words that I like to use when discussing civil discourse, and that's empathy and humility. You're going to want to only focus on one issue at a time. Otherwise, the conversation gets too convoluted. Repeat what the other person has said in their own words. This is something to let them know that you're listening and understand what they've said. Let the person know this is not a debate. It's not a debate. No one is going to win. It's not an argument. No, there's no persuasion. This is just a conversation for insight. Cultural differences should always be taken into consideration. We all come from different places, different backgrounds. So we always got to take that into consideration. And we do that by maybe putting ourselves in other people's shoes. Respectfully ask for evidence that supports statements that have been made. Someone says something that just you've never heard before, just ask for evidence for it. And then know when to stop. Don't get involved in a conversation where your emotions are getting high or you're getting upset. I mean, you're going to have to know that you're going to have to stop the conversation.